Pull up a seat, let your guard slide down. We're laughing, we're learning, we're holding you down. Welcome to the spill room, where the truth feels good and the vibe stays smooth. Lean in, tune in, let your heart make moves. Welcome to the spill room. You're locked in now. Let's get into it.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
That's Happy Friday from Karen over here. This is Karen.
Yes.
Meet Karen
Hi.
from our latest video.
Proud of you for saying what you believe and standing up for that and standing up for people getting the best of what they deserve. I like that. Speaking of that, I wanted to talk about relationships today because in all my sessions this week, it's been breakups, relationships more than usual, and July is all about relationships energetically, astrologically, can't even get that word out. I want to delve into that a bit. I think that's what people need, and I've had people ask a lot about relationships. So let's dive into that. I wanted to start with breakups and doing it with dignity. So when we break up, and even, not just romantic, but think about family, friends, there's a natural tendency to want to either make the other person suffer, make them pay. And I don't think it's like we're cruel people, but we want them to acknowledge that they hurt us. So we tend to make a point so that person might say sorry or take accountability. But if they are someone who's going to do that, we wouldn't be breaking up with them in the first place. So it's about just walking away and accepting that that's who they are. We're never going to get them to see our point of view. I wanted to talk if you girls had any significant breakups where you think maybe we could have handled it better, or where you were really proud of the way that you handled it. How can we help our viewers in that?
I think in general, most people would relate to that. I mean, at some point in their life, whether, like you said, it is with a partner or whether it's been with a friendship, whether it's been with a family member. I could sit here and count many stories that have happened over the years. And I think people come into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
And then they might be there for a season, or they might be there for your entire journey. And, I mean, you hear that a lot these days, and I definitely can relate. Have I always handled it with dignity? I think that's questionable. I think that there's been occasions where potentially I felt this innate, rage where, I wanted them to understand you've hurt me. So probably in the earlier experiences, probably when I was younger, whether it was through a text message or or having a bitch with someone else about it, which then in turn exploded it even further. But I think as I've gotten older, I've realised that walking away sometimes, and regardless of how the right or the wrong, it's no longer important.
Exactly.
I'm feeling the way I feel. They've clearly got their angle on how they feel, and it's okay.
What do you say, Mum? There's always two sides to a story.
Yeah. There's yours, there's theirs, and then there's the truth.
I love that.
Yeah, that we always say.
By the way, you saying that does not make you a Karen, because we've all done that. Okay, younger, we have all not handled it well walking away. And I think it's something that comes with the wisdom of age. But I wanted to impart that to our viewers and listeners now, and that you're not alone in this. And I think the hardest thing, I had a girl yesterday who just broke my heart. The relationship was well and truly over. He had moved out. I could see that he is off with someone else, and she obviously wasn't aware of that yet. And the poor girl's crying her eyes out because she still feels that she loves him. And I realised the hardest part, it hit me so hard yesterday, the hardest part of a breakup is that realisation that this person does not love me
anymore.
This person doesn't care about me. And I thought that's the thing that we need to work on. I've listened to so much breakup information out there, and no one really addresses the fact that it is that feeling of rejection.
Do you also think, because I think I know I felt this from a friendship perspective when things have gone wrong, because to be honest, I can't relate to it from a relationship perspective because with my partner, because we've been married very happily for the last, 27 odd years. So for me, it's more being with circles of friends.
Yes.
That I've had that experience. And I have always felt, what really did I do so wrong that you don't care enough to want to keep this friendship going, no matter how much I've put the olive branch out. And maybe on some occasions I haven't done an olive branch because I thought, you know what, in this case, I need to leave it, or it actually wasn't my thing to handle. It might have been my partner's thing to handle. But when it's been directly with me, like I've had a recent very, very close friend, considered absolute family to me. The thing that left me was I loved you like, you know, a total member of my family.
Yeah.
Why is it you don't even want to make it work? Where can we find middle ground? Because why are we chucking away, you know, 50 years of friendship?
Yeah.
That was really, so I guess for someone who's in love, like a different love, like how do I let go from this? Because I loved you so hard.
Exactly.
And now you got care factor 0.
Is there a reason on their side is that they've got another reason to move on?
Absolutely. Not always. I find this really interesting. I know that a lot of people are going to be upset with this, but it's a truth that I think people need to hear, in that sometimes we don't see our partner. So, for instance, you know, I've had a lot this week of women coming in saying, and sorry, it is generally women, and I mean that with no disrespect, it's just what it is, coming in saying, you know, I'm not happy, this is a terrible relationship for me, I'm getting nothing out of this. And, you know, poor things, I can really feel their pain. And it's come up a few times in the readings, look, it's okay, he feels the same, and he's also ready to leave. He's waiting for you to make the decision. Maybe you two need to have that talk because he's also over it. And every single time, the minute I've said that, the minute Spirit have passed that on, I see a complete change in these women. Their whole body tenses up, and it's like, but what, he wants to leave me? No, it's like, he can't leave me. It changes.
So then do you think that's ego, like sort of steps in and says, oh, I can't allow this to happen? Like,
and that's where the breakup hurts. And it is that thing of, it's that rejection. And the hard thing in that is, you're not seeing that this is someone else who also has feelings, who doesn't feel valued in it. They also are not feeling that you're there for them. Like, I saw a lot of situations, and, you know, please keep this in mind, people, when you're in a relationship, particularly, you know, a romantic one, it is you and your partner first. And it's very common that when kids are born, it's like it's our kids come first. And yes, our kids come first, but they come first with us together as a team. Not the kids come first, you know, over you.
Over you, yeah.
Because you helped me create these kids. You are their father. You are their mother.
And when they leave the nest, it's just you two.
Exactly. I couldn't have had them without you. And then you have situations where I saw it a lot where it's very easy, and this is for men and women, okay, where you can get very caught up in, let's say, your work, but it's more where I have to be there for my parents all the time. I have to be there for my family all the time. And then the partner is like, well, what about me? You don't care about me. You're so worried about making sure that they have this, but I'm your husband or I'm your wife, and you're not looking at me. You're more worried about your mum. And it's that thing of understanding, okay, I love my parents. My parents are important to me, but this is now the unit that I've created. And the friendship, I think we've spoken about that before, the friendship goes, the fun goes. But once someone stops feeling important, we lose each other, and it gets sad because then it gets to a point where it's hard to come back. And the other thing that I really find hard in relationships, and I found this in a friendship, and I'll tell you about this one, is criticism. I had a friendship where, you know, I remember this friend, she's always quite a nasty person, but I always try to see the best in people. And she was a friend for a while. And we were sitting down having lunch one day, and it was the final straw. She sat there and she said, you know, everyone's like, oh, you're friends with Mary King. And I was like, well, she's not special. Like, you know, and I thought, oh, I am special. But not because I'm Mary King or because people know me, just because I am a human. Do you know what I mean? But it's that criticism. It's a real killer in all relationships. And I find that sadly with my girlfriends a lot. I've had a lot of girlfriends who are very quick to put me down. And I think as sisters, as women, we need to really lift each other up.
Yeah, you should be building each other up, not bringing them down because maybe they're more popular or have more like going on in their life.
Oh, I just got shivers. I'm just thinking of one of my favourite songs, which is from the movie Beaches.
Oh.
Where you will always be the shadow of...
The wind beneath my wings.
The wind beneath my wings. But no, there's a really significant part. And I always think of you, Ella, because Ella's my best friend.
Oh.
And that movie just resonates for me as two friends and how it should be.
Yeah.
That often maybe one is admiring in the sidelines, but it could actually be going both ways.
Exactly.
Like, I can admire her for all of her amazing attributes.
Yeah.
Like, she's more quieter than me in a sense, but she has her loudness, but she has all the patience under the sun. She has an amazing life with all her children. She can just, move along.
Yeah.
And yet I'm sure she probably looks into my life and has these other things that she admires about me. And that to me is true friendship. It shouldn't be about being envious. So that movie for me is like one of my all-time favorite bestie movies.
How do you know if someone's your genuine friend, or if you can spot that envious side?
I think you feel it. I said to someone recently, listen when someone speaks to you because they're telling you the truth. And I found that with all the friends that were like that, they were saying things that I just, you skim over it. And we do this in all relationships. So I had a friend who's like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. Or she even said to me at one point, oh, I curse you if that happens. And I said, whoa, do not ever do that. So I really pull back from her a lot. She's someone I feel I can't cut from my life completely, but I really put in very strong boundaries. And that's hard. We can't cut everyone, sadly, but we do need to put those boundaries in. So I will keep her there at a distance. Yeah. But it's the words that they say. I have some really beautiful friends. I've got just a couple of really beautiful friends who are my world, who it's the way we speak. We are so positive with each other, and then we're naturally having fun. You girls are that for me as well. Like it is. Thanks, you are Mary. In that. Yeah, you're just the most amazing women. I mean, I know people might see us only for a snippet on this, but if you honestly see these women behind the screens, these are very powerful, amazing women who manage a lot in their lives, but their compassion for others is huge. And I think
right back at you.
Right back at you, Mary. Yeah. But I think that's why we're connecting well, because we see that in you as well.
Love that.
We see how, you might be Mary King, but you're not just Mary King. You're not just Mary King.
There's so many more layers to her.
Exactly. There is a million more layers. Just going out for dinner with Mary the other night was
I had the best
many
time
layers,
with you.
and we just cracked up all night,
God.
did we not?
And it was like soul sisters. Like how many things in our lives were the same? I'm like, what is it like in Shrek where it's an onion peeling back? Layers? Yeah.
But see, that to me, Natalie, I think goes back and answers when you said, how do you know? To me, so that was actually mine and Mary's very first dinner out together, wasn't it? We
better
had
not be the last.
And it won't be the last.
Good.
A very alone time. And you know how when you're with someone and then you get silence?
Yeah.
To me, there's a sign. That's one of my red flags. If I've got nothing else to say and it's an awkward moment. But it was nonstop. We went from topic to topic, this and that. And as much as, when Mary says that the whole of Camden knows her, but I love it. And I've never met a person that genuinely, Mary would stand up to acknowledge these people.
I love
and
them.
You didn't have to do that. You give them a hug because they were so excited to see her. Which I just think you have to be an amazing person.
You have to love. You have to
do that. You have to genuinely
love.
like people and love to do that.
And that's what I love about you guys, is that you're the same. And it's so nice to be able to go out with you because you are the same like that. Where I can go out with other friends and they will get quite angry about that. Like, oh, do you have to? And it's like,
no,
please don't do that. Celebrate this part of me because I love these people. Don't make me feel bad about loving them. Yeah.
I was actually learning along the way because
I love
it was actually nice to learn how you can be super nice to people.
Oh, I love that.
Genuinely be nice. Yeah. And the happiness that they had, the fact that she acknowledged them. And I'm pretty confident, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you knew a lot of these people at a personal level, right?
Not deeply personal,
no. They were pretty much sort of an ad hoc contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like she's known them for 20,000 million years and,
because I can see into their soul. I love that.
It was actually...
I feel like I do that.
Yeah. You do that. You all do that.
I felt like when she was looking at this woman, she could read what she was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
You can. Yeah.
I think the first thing that happened to me ever, Mary, in that experience that I had the other night, was I literally, when I asked you previously, how do I know spirit is talking to, or how do you do it?
Oh, I love this.
I feel like it happened because, a couple of scenarios happened that night, but in particular, I felt like I could read that person's mind.
Yeah, you were saying you could feel like you heard her talking.
Yeah, exactly what she just said in her head. You know what I mean? So that was interesting. And I think now I've got more awareness of that.
But I have a question. So I'm like that a lot, and I was saying this to my mother-in-law yesterday.
Yeah.
I think because I'm like adamant that I've got to prove the point that that's what they're going to do later, or that's probably my downfall, because then I'm just... in my head, I've decided.
We ask ourselves why we do that. And what I love about you, Nat, is that you're not doing it from a place of you need to be right or you need to be important. Because you have a real sense of justice and you have a real sense of wanting things to be right. For you, seeing injustice or seeing lies or seeing deception is a trigger. So when you see that injustice, when you see those lies, it triggers you. You want people to be honest. And a big part of that is that growing up, you have made an effort and prided on yourself on being ridiculously honest. So even with friends in school, with your family, even if you upset someone, you will say it because you absolutely believe in honesty. So when these people aren't being honest, yeah, you do want to prove a point, but it's not because you are, oh, I just want to feel good about me. You really believe in something.
Yeah, that's where I struggle.
When we sit in that and we go, well, you know what? They're not like me. And I have to let them be them. And even though that triggers me, I've got to accept that me calling them out is not going to change them.
it. Yeah.
It's not going to heal them. It's a part of you that wants to heal them. So then we turn around and we fix that by, I suppose fix it might not be the right word, by going, I'm going to lead by example. And when they do that, I'm not going to feed that narrative. I'm going to step back. When they're lying, when they're being deceitful, when they're not being authentic people, I'm going to distance from them.
Yeah, that's what we concluded.
We have had this come up before. It's better to just pull back than constantly be at it and reminding them of what their lives, because eventually it'll come back around.
It does,
you know,
and that's their comfort space.
Yeah, that I just don't have that care factor as much anymore.
Well, didn't someone recently say to you, "What's going on, Nat? You're not as vocal as you normally would be," and I feel like I
see it all, but I just don't care.
That's a good thing.
I'm wasting my breath.
Exactly.
And you know what I find? I feel like other people pick up on that vibe that I'm reading them and I know that that's bullshit. And I feel like that's then why a lot of people blame me for their shit. I don't know how to explain it in that way, but it's true.
I love that you said that.
They can easily just go, you know what? She says it also.
But I've had that happen. I've had that happen a million times over because we're honest and we call it out there and then as it is. So then what happens is everyone plays the victim and it's really easy to throw the other person under the bus.
Absolutely.
And become a Karen.
Exactly.
It's amazing. And I love it. By the way, everybody, I love my new nickname. I've actually added it to my resume.
You know, and that's the thing is that we're really condemning people for exposing truths or wanting better. It's like we can't stand up and want better without being condemned. But the way I look at it is that people that react to that, why are you so triggered? So for me, you know, if I see something that I don't like, I don't engage. I don't give it the energy. It doesn't, I'm not going to engage in that.
I'll circle back to the relationships and breakups because I've had quite a few clients that ask me for advice while I'm doing their lashes. It's their little therapy. And I've noticed a lot of the time with the younger girls with their first relationships, or if they've been together for say 2 or 3 years and they just can't let go, but they know, say someone's cheating or they're even looking at other people or things like that, they just can't let go and break up with them. And I'm like, you've had a good 17, 18 years of your life on your own. You can do it by yourself as well. You can live on your own. I think it's just the person that you're not coming home to anymore that they can't, it's not even the person they love anymore.
No, you know what I think it is? That they're too scared later that, what if I don't find somebody else?
Or do you think let's go another late, am I good enough? Is what I think a lot of people experience.
At that young age too.
Yeah, so you just have to love yourself first before getting in the relationship.
And know who you are as a person.
That you can be individual as well. You don't need to rely on someone else to have that relationship.
Some people are very dependent, like Mary was saying.
Yeah.
I love that. You have to have that sense of self. Sienna, you are so right.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those ones on math.
In a way, we do have really good relationships. You know, I did think, Daniela, of you and Dom, because I was watching this beautiful video with Rob Whittaker, that UFC fighter. And when they spoke about his wife, as soon as they mentioned his name, his face just lit up. It makes me cry thinking about it. And I was watching this scene with him in the change room, and you can't fake that. Now, they've been married for an incredibly long time. I think they've got 5 kids, or I don't know how many. I'm sorry, Rob. But it's just such an amazing family unit. But every time someone speaks about her, you watch any interview, you watch the way he looks at her. Now, their life has been challenging, but God, he just adores her. And I see that with Dom when he looks at you, and you maybe don't even notice that.
Oh no, I do.
Oh, but it is
It's so
but I
beautiful.
think that, you know, when you go day to day, sometimes you don't always notice them
you
looking
take
at
for
you.
granted. Yeah,
I don't think
sometimes
you take it for
no, you
granted.
take as in you don't know. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful on the outside to watch that. So when you say relationship experts, I see that, girls, with you and your partners as well. And I think that's such a beautiful thing that you learnt from your parents. And I can't stress to people enough.
Boys learn a lot.
Yeah.
Coming into our field. Not that.
Yeah.
But Mary, I see
Yes.
you light up when we talk about
Yeah.
I
Texas.
totally light up.
You
I
do.
love
And when Texas FaceTimed
Oh,
her the other night,
God.
her face was sore. It's Texas.
Oh my God. Yeah, he melts me. Stop. I'm
He
on
does
fire.
melt you.
He absolutely
You
does.
did. You got all hot and bothered
I
after that.
do. And I don't lose that in your relationships. If you're in a situation where, you know, I see it so often, we spoke about it so many times this week in sessions, where when someone talks, the other partner is almost like rolling their eyes, like, here we go again. Once that kicks in, it's really, really hard to come back from that. So if your partner is doing that, you do have to take some ownership if you want the relationship to work and go, how am I going to approach them in a way that they're not going to do that? You know, am I going to speak with kindness? Am I going to speak with love? It's something that sometimes we forget. I'm hooked on this amazing show called Ted Lasso. I never thought I would watch Ted Lasso. It's not usually my
I think
MO,
I've seen. I think
right?
I've seen the short clips. For that.
I am in love with it. He's so incredibly nice. The characters, I just love. That whole show is a testament to love and humanity, and I'm just so spiritually blown away. And there's one part where he's divorcing, and he's really down about it, and he's trying to figure out where this marriage has gone wrong, why it's not working. And he says to one of the guys he's working with, like, you've been married for a long time, like, how do you make it work? And he says, oh, yeah, we've been married for like 27 years. We've got 5 kids. It's a small house. We've got 2 dogs, a cat that's 20 years old and about to die. And when it dies, my life is going to end. And he says, oh, but surely you've had bad times. He said, I just told you, I've got 5 kids. The house is too small. And he said, how do you do it? And he said, because when you're with the right person, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that is a real, that's a real eye-opener.
We always say that.
Yeah, if it's too hard, there's a problem.
Yes. And I go, please think about that before you actually marry someone and have kids. Think about the way you handle your problems, the way you get through things together. You know, if you're in those early stages and everything is a problem and everything is an issue,
It's always going to be like that.
just dodge that bullet, you know, walk away from it with love. And it is hard. It's like what Sienna said, then I'm alone. There's no one there. You know, it takes a couple of weeks after a breakup for your nervous system to reset. You have to give yourself that time. And in those first couple of weeks after a breakup, you have to do everything you can to not overly contact them, not message them. Give your whole nervous system.
Oh my God, it took me months.
A couple of weeks
to get over my friendship breakup. Months.
Yeah.
I actually, even a year before I felt that, okay, it's done.
Do you know,
how weird is that?
It's funny you said that. If I'm being completely honest, my heartaches with my female friends have hurt me more than any relationship breakup. Yeah.
No, do you know what it was, Mary, too?
Yeah.
You know what I think? I don't know, now I'm having a little epiphany.
Yeah.
On the Friday when I was driving, because I knew we were going to be going out, I actually said, who did I say it to? Sienna or no? I said, for the first time in a long time, I'm really excited.
Oh, yes.
I said, because it's been so long since I've been able to just go out with a girlfriend that we have a lot in common and not feel like it's about anything else.
No, just two girls having fun.
That we just literally just to chat and connect, and we talked about work. We talked about everything that night, right?
Yep.
And it didn't feel like it was an effort, and it was just, I couldn't wait, because I thought it's been so long that I found someone that I can actually do that with, because apart from my little trucky friend over there who's always busy too, I haven't done that in a really long time.
Yeah.
You know, I do that with my sister-in-laws, and I love going out with them. We have our dinners, but it's different.
It's a freedom.
It's a different conversation. Because it's family, and there's always, family shit, whatever. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy going out to dinner with them too, but it's just different. It was nice with someone that's not related.
Yeah.
And actually that you don't even know my entire circle, because we could just have a genuine DM.
and I'm
not feel
choosing
like
you.
we're going to get
Yeah.
judged. That
Yes.
makes sense.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing with when it's not family. I think what makes it great is someone is choosing you.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to have this time with you, not because you're my family, we have to have a connection.
Yeah.
I actually want you.
Yeah. To have
And
that conversation.
I love you said that. That answers Nat's question. How do you know if it's a real friendship? There's a freedom in it. I felt the same. When I'm with you, I can say anything. I don't think, I don't filter, I don't care. I have fun, and I feel like you love me no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, I can feel that. It's an unsaid thing. And I think about the couple of very close friends I have, which you girls are now in the same team. I love it. I'm so blessed. There's a freedom. And that, I think, is what it is, when you're free to be you and you're accepted and you don't feel like you're being squashed at any point. Like, I've never, from the first day I've met you, from coming into this with you girls, I've never ever felt squashed, not once. And it's such a lovely thing, because sadly it is something we do to other people, and we shouldn't
do it.
We shouldn't do it. You know, love people, they have feelings, they really do.
Do you think you can ever, when you have these breakups, do you think that there can ever arrive a point where potentially it does sort of go away and then they might drift back into your life?
No.
Or do you think when things are done, they're done?
Well, I have seen in some cases, you know, in some readings, some friendships do circle back. And that happens in some rare occasions. It's not common. I think for the most part, when it's done because you've outgrown that friendship. I think a big part of why it goes is you outgrow each other. The things that bonded you, the things you had in common, they're just no longer there. Your lifestyles change. It becomes different. I think when it comes back, if it ever does, it's where the lifestyle realigns. So sometimes it's where, you know, someone gets married and someone doesn't. And, you know, funny enough, when that person divorces years later, it's like then they find that friend, it comes back. But I think that when something ends, if that person doesn't grow with you, I don't think you can reconnect. There are romantic relationships I've seen where people break up and then they come back and they remarry and come back together. So I think if you grow once you do separate, you can come back together.
Yeah, depending how they grow. Yeah.
But there has to be that growth. Sometimes we separate to grow, but I think that that's the rare circumstance.
Natty, are you going to tell Mary and Sienna what happened last night?
Oh God.
I'll switch it up. Something funny. Well, it's not funny. I wasn't laughing. So onto the ghost stuff.
Oh, okay, good. I wanted to say,
Well, I don't know if it's a ghost thing. I'm just assuming it is. Mary can do her mythbuster.
Mary can mythbuster this or not.
Let's mythbust this. I already got psychically it is a ghost thing.
oh,
Okay, so first thing is, everybody experiences this, and probably Mary does too. But she probably sees it, like The Conjuring, but we don't. Everybody has this, and for me, when I get it, I feel like something's going to happen, or someone's trying to tell me something, or someone's trying to protect me. But you know, you get that feeling when someone's over your shoulder. You feel like you turn around and someone's there, and you're seeing the shadow. I get that. Sometimes I won't get that for months, and then I get it again, and it's always when either something's happened, or something's going to happen, or I don't know. But I had that a few days ago, and then yesterday I'm putting Noah to bed, and that obviously wasn't on my mind. I'm putting him to sleep. I'm like, no, sit the fuck down and go to sleep. And I'm doing
is he seeing
sit
something?
down. And then eventually, you know, he lays down with me and he touches my face. And normally, like Mum knows because she puts him to sleep. Sometimes he just zones out, and then he'll close his eyes. So he normally like looks at the blinds or the wall or something, but he's also staring at me and then he goes to sleep. Well, last night he was staring at me and he's closing his eyes and something kept like waking him up, but he was like happy, he's smiling through his tummy, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And Sharon went to go get KFC because I'm over here, I'm on our own. And I'm like, why is he smiling through his tummy? I'm just going to pretend maybe he's just trying to play with me still. And I'm like, go to sleep, and I'm patting his back. And then he's like, closing his eyes again. I'm like, oh, good, I can go do a wee now. And then he opens his eyes again. But this time, he starts giggling and he does peekaboo. He's going like this. But he's not doing that to me. He was looking at
the wall.
I don't know, like the blinds in the corner. And then, so my bed, well, Noah's bedroom has these mirrors. Oh, no. These mirrors. Did you look at the mirror? And I was like, don't look at the fucking mirror. Behind us is this tall giraffe. And usually you see the shadow. And I know the shadow of the giraffe is you could see the ears, and there was no giraffe shadow. There was just this shadow in the corner. I was thinking, what the fuck would that shadow be? I'm trying to be like, really realistic here. So I really don't know what that shadow is. Anyway, he did it for about 5 minutes, and he's going, whatever. Then he goes, Nonno, I swear to God, again, I swear on everything he did that.
Oh,
And I was like,
no.
Story, I go, I reckon that's my dad.
Yeah.
I reckon that's Nonno.
Absolutely.
I said, I think he's getting ready to,
I didn't even tell Jared that story. But I really actually kicked myself because I'm like, he's not even playing with me. But then when he said not, he was saying it all day, and I thought he's trying to talk to my dad.
No, I might
So,
have
and
said
then I
it.
thought, to myself, he did it a few times, even around the house. He was doing it, and he was laughing. And I just thought he was trying to say that, and I guess what he's saying, Nonno all day.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's weird is, so my Nonno who's passed, his wife's still alive, my Nonna, and he says Nonna Anna, and I actually don't know how to know that.
What the heck?
Anyway, so I don't know what he wants, but he can go away. Nonno, I love it, but Nonno don't do that at night.
You actually answered your own question. He's talking about your grandmother.
There you go.
His things are changing with her. I'm not saying she's passing. People get upset when I say things like that. I'm not saying that. But things are changing with her. And that's why he's repeating her name as well. Because he's talking, he's giving you a message, but he's also coming to connect with him.
Yeah.
And when they come in very strongly, something is about to happen. And don't be scared by it, because when they're there, that is the sign that whatever it is, it's going to be good. They are going to, it is going to be fine.
It's so funny that happened to you yesterday, because what about a few days ago when we moved house, I had one of my old managers message me because she lives across like the street. Like only like a street or like a street or two over. Mum smelled cigarette the other day as well, so maybe
That's why I said I think he's around at the moment.
So she messaged me because she was like, "Oh my god, like I got to get my brows done. Like you're only down the road or whatever." Then she randomly messaged me the day that we were moving on the Anna's lounge into our house because Nonna wanted to give us her
How weird
lounge.
is that?
She messages me and she was like, "Hey," she sent a photo and she's like, "I got this photo, what was it? Yeah, like a plaque in our backyard, and it said Nonno shed on it." And she was like, "We're not Italian, we don't need it. Do you want it?" And I was like, "That's so."
And he had
And I go, oh my God, I go, that's a sign that Nonno's moved in with you.
Yeah.
He knows you've moved in. I said, he's been there the whole time. And he had a shed and he loved his Nonno shed.
I need to take that. So
Dad goes, now you need to build a shed. So,
So I thought that
I love that.
so yes, I think they were little signs that he's around. It's his birthday soon.
I was just going to say, you took the words out of my mouth, but his words were, you forgot my birthday.
No, we haven't. We haven't forgotten.
No, he's adamant something was forgotten. He said, you forgot my birthday.
No, we haven't.
And I don't think it's the anniversary of his passing. I think it is about his actual birthday.
Are you going away when it's his birthday?
No, we're going after.
I was going to say maybe that's the positive.
No,
I'm
it's not that.
I'm taking him to visit, like Mum to visit him. I think it's because we haven't gone for a while to the cemetery, and Nonna's been saying you haven't gone.
maybe Nonna was forgetting when his birthday is recently.
Nonna did forget. Nonna forgot my anniversary, remember? And she had a freak out, but she's forgetting everything now. So maybe
I think
that's
she
also
will.
his
She will
message.
forget because because
maybe
he
she'll
said
forget that
you
it's his
forgot my
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah, it might be Mum. Well, Dad, you need to know she's got dementia, so
He
she's
knows
gonna
that.
forget your birthdays, honey.
He knows that.
Maybe he's happy you're taking her away on.
Yeah.
Well, she's very nervous now about it. Like she goes, "Oh, I feel really bad that I'm going without him, and
She'll be
I'm
fine.
taking him with me." She's taking his walker with his photo, and she said he's got to come to Disneyland with me. And I said,
She said that she loves him more now than when he was
"Yeah,
here.
we know that."
It is
she used to yell at him
because-
all the time. Philip,
Yeah.
where's your shoes? Put your shoes away, Philip.
It is because he will forget. She will forget his birthday, or someone will forget, and he's saying it's okay. It's okay. It's that when that happens, that's a big sign. That's when you think, oh God, Mum is really losing it. Like, what's going on? And he said, it's okay. That's going to be a sign to you that it's not. She's not the same. It doesn't mean she's going anywhere, but to forget his birthday,
Yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah,
it's going to be a big deal.
and they got their anniversary, like wedding
Yeah.
anniversary, same month. So
Yeah.
probably she will. More than
Yeah.
likely, we'll be reminding her.
He said she'll remember the anniversary.
Oh, okay.
I reckon she'll remember that. He said that
Why do they come around every now and then?
when things are changing.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't have anything from Nonno for a long time.
It is to say everything is okay.
I think
It's
he's
to say,
keeping an eye
I've
on
got your
her.
back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to pop a baby. The last one was like him, so
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
like, oh, good, pop another one out.
Oh, he'd want you to have more. He's already trying to get Sienna to have kids and she's not even married yet. Yeah. He's all over it. He
Calm
wants-
down, Dad. Calm down.
Not going to calm him down.
He loves kids.
Yeah. That's what he lived for. That's absolutely what he lived for.
So my question is, when you see that shadow, is that something or sometimes it's not?
No, it is. It is them because they appear as light and shadow. That's how they appear. And you don't have to be scared if they appear as a dark shadow. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. You'll get a really bad feeling if it's something bad. So if it's a dark shadow, don't worry. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong.
It's like there's someone just walked past.
Yeah, for me, yesterday was while I was driving. I kept thinking Noah was in the back seat, and then I thought, is it odd to see a movement? But then I thought it might have been a car going past. But it did happen a few times yesterday when I was driving.
You saying that?
A lot of people get that.
Yeah, you saying that. You know when you said it freaked me out, and people ask, like students will ask, why don't I see spirit? Because if you see them, yeah, and you know they test you a little bit. They'll give you the shadows and the lights, and if you can handle that, it's like, oh, I might give you my face, I might give you something else. But for most people, that freaks us out. It's like, just give me the message and go away.
No, well, that's funny that you say that because the one time I did see
You
him,
were scared.
I was in my garden and I kept saying, Nonno would have the shit, and he just passed away. And I kept saying, Nonno will have the shit until this garden, he would not be happy. And then I saw him as I looked up and he's trying to tell me to pull the weed out. And that's the only time that's really that I think there was another time him sitting on the chair, but then since I did get freaked out and then he
Yeah,
hasn't
maybe
done that
he's
since.
like, I'm not going to annoy you.
I had a
that's
weird
scary.
dream last night. I had a dream that we were all, not you, Mary, but me and the kids and Dom, and that we were at the house and we're putting shopping away into the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Like all this shopping, and I'm carrying cans of Coke, and they're falling out, and I'm like, oh, I forgot more stuff in the boot. Go outside, and there's Jared and Nate and Antonio in the front garden, but the garden was on a slope, and the grass was patchy. So it had like big parts like dried earth and then bits of green, and I was really annoyed by that because I like green grass.
Yeah.
And I was going, does anybody know how to water the garden around here? Because like, this grass is terrible. Because it's so stupid. And then I've had this thing happen in the last 2 days, like I've had the last couple of nights, really strange stuff, that while I'm sleeping, so I know I'm in bed, I know I'm in my room, I'm fast asleep. And then I felt like somebody put a cushion over my head and then someone was sitting on it and squashing me down. And I'm trying to like push this off. Anyway, that to the point where I actually must have been freaking out in the thing, trying to get up, trying to get out. And Dom, and then Dom woke me up. He goes, babe, are you okay? Because he goes, I was like really panicking. I had like a
Big crowd.
in the dream. It happened twice this week. I thought I'm awake and I could see the pillows on my head and I'm trying to, and I felt the weight of a person sitting on there like they're trying to suffocate me. And I actually said, get off me. Do you know what I did in my dream? I said, get off me and get out of here. I said, you don't belong here.
That's good that you can control it.
In my dream. But I don't know, it didn't feel like I was dreaming. Like I swear to God, I felt like I was being suffocated. I don't know.
You're not dreaming. It's something attacking your sleep. And that's exactly what you have to do is you have to fight it off in your sleep. And we do that subconsciously.
Have you had that happen to you?
A lot of times. And it is when someone is cursing you or is attacking you because sadly that stuff is real. And the fact you dreamt like the Coke cans were falling, there's this patchy grass, that's losing something, someone trying to take something from you. So someone either wants what you have, someone wants to take something from you, someone wants to see you fall. And whoever is doing this is so sadly hateful in this that they are sending you a lot of crappy energy. And it's a good thing when it comes out in your dream because when you fight it and you clear it, it goes away.
Okay.
So you fought it. And you only have to worry if in a dream you don't fight it off. If you fight it and it goes away, don't even think about that dream again.
Yeah. Well, I only just remembered it now because we're talking about this stuff. So it just came back to me.
And it's hard because you, quite often in that circumstance, you don't know who it is who's sending it to you. I always say to people, it works in darkness. And as soon as you expose it, it can't work anymore. And sometimes what you're usually going to find, and this is quite sad, it's usually someone quite close to you, because someone who's not close to you can't do that to you. You have to actually emotionally let them in. It has to be someone that you let in.
Okay.
So if someone, let's say, writes 50 comments about me on social media or something like that, okay, it might bring me down if I emotionally let that in. But if I don't emotionally let that in, it's not going to be because of that. It's going to be because of someone in my world who have I let in that has access to attack me in that way. So that's when you do this little trick of, and I teach my students this, it's your intimate circle. Who can feed off me all the time? You make a contract with spirit. Who is allowed to feed off me 24/7? They never drain me. Love these people. They're my people. And you might have no one in that circle. But for me, I've got my partner, my 2 kids. They have access to me all the time. They never drain me. It doesn't matter if they're in a bad mood, whatever, they are okay there. Now, you can also kick people in and out of this circle at any time, just so you know that, okay? Then you've got another circle outside of that. And in that circle goes everyone else. But they can't access me unless I give them permission. And I do that energetically. I do that psychically.
You draw it though?
Draw
Like,
it. Absolutely.
So what did you do?
it.
Draw it.
So draw a
you
circle
drew it,
in the middle.
And then you put who you want in there, and then you do another circle.
Another big circle.
Who else is allowed in that?
So you have your little circle that has your few people, and it might have no one in it. Maybe I will not let anyone feed off my energy. You can change it daily. This is a contract that you make. You can visualize it. Then you have this other circle. Now, in that circle goes everyone else. But these are people that you love and care about, but they can't feed off you all the time. So my mum, my siblings, I mean, my nieces and nephews sort of go a bit in a circle, but even then. But then also my clients, my friends, everyone else goes in that circle. And they can have access to me when I allow them to. But I do that subconsciously. I do that with spirit. Imagine you've got this gatekeeper. And I like to visualize it. I like to think my gatekeeper looks a bit like Idris Elba in the Thor movies, like with all the gold, and he just stands there. And even when I'm asleep or whatever I'm doing, he's like, if someone wants a bit of me, he's like, hold on, And you don't worry about that, because say they can't get to you, part of the contract is that they will get help somewhere else. So if I can't help my mum energetically at that moment, if I'm knee deep with a client that really needs my attention and I cannot have my mum pulling on my energy or doing that, and not that she does, I'm just using that as an example, I will then get my gatekeeper subconsciously to get her angels or someone else to help her. It's like they get redirected.
Provide another source.
Yeah. So when your gatekeeper is there, you're not rejecting this person by saying that I'm not available to you. I'm not rejecting them. I'm not leaving them out there in the wilderness. I'm now saying, okay, someone else can be there for you, but I'm sorry, it can't be me right now. Now, on the outside of that circle is the fuck no people. And they're very, very few. They're very few people. But you can't even knock on my door. You can't even knock. And you're not doing that with any hatred. It's just, you're just a fuck no. I have no emotion for you. I have nothing for you.
It's going to have a lot of people on the fuck no list.
So you find that when you're drawing it up, if you're visually writing it, you find that you only tend to write.
Take me a few days.
Well, not really, because you only write the couple in the middle, and then you only pretty much write the fuck no people, because everyone else is just in that middle bit. You
so you don't need to write the ones in the middle one?
No,
just the fuck no and the bottom people.
Because the middle ones are going to be all the other extended family, all your other friends, all of your customers.
So I feel like when you get a phone call, you don't feel like picking it up.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. And you said something before that really intrigued me. It was, I wanted to go there, and then I got a bit sidetracked with it. It's where you can actually block somebody energetically. You can actually stop someone coming to you energetically. Yeah, you don't have to actually say to somebody, no, I don't want you. And that's a way to do it with that circle sort of thing.
Yeah, they'll just automatically not come to you.
And I can say, I do not want to see this person. Don't let them near me. I don't want them in my energy.
And then those things will stop happening.
They do stop.
I think it's also with that, like you're saying, you energetically block. It's also knowing, okay, time to go now.
Yeah.
You know when you say, okay.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a situation where you're starting to feel that energy is getting lower and lower, and I think recently we've been able to handle that a lot better as well.
Yeah.
Like I've now learned, if it's making me feel uncomfortable, it's time to go.
I love that.
Time to go home, and I'm allowed to go home. I'm allowed to do that. I don't have to do anything anymore that makes me feel uncomfortable.
I love that.
I've got to stay in that and leave myself in that situation. Like in the past, I would have just sat through it all.
Yeah.
And I would have like been miserable and worked myself up and, you know, and everything by staying there and made it worse. And then eventually my mouth will start to run off and potentially say something that's not viable.
And you do it for the same reason. It's like, it's not about your ego. You want to make the situation right. I think that comes back to the whole breakup thing. You can't make the situation right. It's done. There has to be an acceptance. You know, if we're going to give people some like advice as we leave this session today, let's talk about what advice can we give them when you are leaving a situation. And I think that's one of the things, is accepting that you can't make it right, that my words aren't going to make it right. Because we get a bit of a bad sting sometimes. We do react, or we do want that. It's like, oh, she's being vengeful or being spiteful. No, just trying to make it right. You can't make it right. If it was right, you would still be in it. And I think the other thing is, surround yourself with your people. Don't isolate. You know, get out with your people. Do something for you. Find yourself again. Instead of, you know, that thing we do when a friend leaves us or a partner leaves us, or even when a person passes away, that's a breakup too. You know, it's and how many people say, why did they leave me? Why did they go? You know, it's hard.
I think there was a podcast that I caught my attention about that as well, where people suffering from a loss and how long it takes them to get over it. And like the amount of commentary that was on that, there's people that are just genuinely really suffering daily, and they cannot get over like their mum dying or their, you know, how do you break that, you know? So maybe that'll be a topic that we can chat about.
I just got an epiphany. I've got to say it before I forget. But when you look at death and you look at breakups, there's a similar thing here, I think, that helps. And Spirit just said to me that the common thread in that is, I'm not letting them go, I'm letting them be where they are. So it's like, if I am breaking up with a friend or a partner or someone's passing away, I'm not letting that person go. I think that whole feeling of loss is where we're getting stuck. I'm just letting them be where they need to be, whether that's in spirit. They're not gone. They're always going to be a memory. They're always going to be part of my existence. It's not a loss.
Moving on.
They're just moving.
Next journey.
They're just moving. So they're not going, they're just moving. So maybe we need to think about breakups and death and losses as moving forward, not losing and letting go.
Losing and letting go.
Yeah, I think we've got a book to write on this one, girls.
Yeah, it's actually it's a better way of maybe dealing with
absolutely,
it. You know?
Absolutely.
And it doesn't mean you can't talk about the person.
Exactly.
You know? Like the close friends we've had or family that we don't talk to anymore.
Yeah.
I say, just remember the nice parts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because they were probably what was meant to
there were still
happen.
amazing times.
just
It's not like
remember
everything was a ruin.
That's right.
When you think about it, like I always think about, because there's a few people that I don't see anymore, and I always remember the nice parts. And I think, well, that was what was supposed to
Be at the time.
And when you look at that person now, would I be having those experiences with them still? No. Their life has changed so much. My life has changed so much. It's not going to be the same. So you just remember those nice parts.
Exactly. It's like, I loved those people once. Once I loved them. Even if they're in the fuck no part, that's fine.
But even the photos, like you get those little photo memories, they'll always bring me back. Like I go, oh my God, that holiday was really good. It's not for me that I look at it and go, oh fuck, I don't want to look at that person anymore. I don't have that. I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have that thing where I've got to delete every photo off I actually look back and go, oh my God, that holiday was really good. Oh my God, and then I remember that part of the holiday and crack up.
I've had that though. I've had where I don't want to look at it because there'll
be times, I'm sure,
a relationship that was so toxic that I don't want to look back at it. But I do remember that I loved this person once. They are in the F no space, but I go, I actually chose to love them at one point, and that's okay. But I also look at what I got from it. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for that. But I've deleted every photo.
Yeah, because for you it's so painful perhaps to see that person, and it'll bring back the bad, because you had bad times at the time. I think that's the difference.
I had a lot. It was mostly bad.
Instead, when you look at sort of experiences I've had, they were amazing times. It wasn't any bad. It just all of a sudden it got to a point in our life where it hasn't worked out. But whereas I think in your situation, if you're being abused by a person or it was negative all the time, you perhaps need to block that.
Like, I don't want that energy in my life.
Are we doing a card shuffle or not?
Yeah, can I pull a card for everyone?
Which
Let's
deck
grab
are
a
you
card.
using?
I'm going to take the Crystal Oracle there.
You can read it for us.
While you're shuffling, I had a Mary myth busting thought while I was driving. I was driving this morning coming here, and then I was thinking back on like spiritual encounters or stuff like that that I maybe have had but in the past. And I was thinking back on when I was in like high school, and I feel like I probably was having a spiritual, like maybe even the spirits talking to me, and I wasn't clicking that that's what it was, and I blocked it. And it hasn't really come back. I would be like before school in the morning, it was probably like 13, 14, and I'd be doing my makeup or whatever, and then it would be like whispering, like I couldn't understand it. Like, and it would happen so often that I would just like block it out because it was annoying me, and I couldn't like decipher what it was. And then I was like, maybe it was scary at the time, so then I just kind of like ignored it and blocked it.
Sienna, you were perfect because that's the age where it goes bang.
Yeah.
So you lose it in your childhood around the age between 5 to 7, you lose it. Up to that age, you're seeing things like Noah is. And then about 13, 14, it tries to creep back in. Now, it's really interesting for me on my journey. At the time you lose it, my grandmother died, which made it stay because I was seeing her. And at the time it goes bang, my grandfather died.
It
kept
like
it going.
someone helped it come
Yeah.
back.
So those early teens, it does kick back in. Every time it either kicks in or cuts out in my life, something has happened spiritually to keep me on my path. So in your teens, that's why as teens, we're a little bit more troubled in a sense because our intuition is, I think I was a terrible teen because my intuition was mental at that time. And then it tends to go away, it shuts down. So most teens are going to shut it down unless you have a grandfather dying, thanks, my grandfather who I love. And then you find, for women especially, it comes back when you have kids and it tends to go massive around the age of 33. When you have a child, as a woman, you literally open up. Your body is literally open.
Literally.
Yeah. Something happens spiritually that just sets you off. Now, the age of 28 is a time when it comes back again. So 28, 33, it tends to come back. And around those ages, you find that, okay, I'm meant to do something spiritual. And then 42 is another one. So there's certain ages where it pops back in.
I've constantly throughout my entire life.
Yeah. There's certain ages. And I think for you, you'll find at 28, it'll start to come back. 33, it'll go gangbusters. Yeah.
Wow, crazy. I just had that thought while I was driving, and I was like, I probably was just.
The whispering's a freak out though. And I get what you're saying because you're like,
But I fully thought, am I going something like I was like,
you actually worry that you're having a schizophrenic attack. Yeah.
And it was happening heaps often, and I would just like, I can't hear, I don't know what's going on. Like, and it didn't sound like my
a lot of people at once.
Yeah.
Other people's thoughts. But what about what happened to me, Mary, the other night?
What? Can I just touch on that for a second, though?
Yeah.
If you have that where that is happening, getting that whispering, you don't understand it and you want it to go away, you've got two options. You can sit and say to Spirit, just make it stop, take it away, which is what you did, or you can sit in meditation and go, show me what you're trying to tell me, slow it down, because they talk very fast, slow it down, and then leave me alone. Yeah. What happened?
I felt like I could remember that
I remember that. Yeah.
I just felt like I knew I'm not going to say exactly what was going on in someone's mind that night, but like multiple people, if they were within a close vicinity, not the entire restaurant, but I literally was getting visions in my head.
Yep.
I was getting symptomatics that to the point where I started sweating and I actually wanted to vomit. On one occasion, it was a very horrible feeling.
That was horrible.
And I was like, I need to stop. And not that I'm saying imagining, but it was like I was having these little clips go in my head,
connecting.
and I don't want to see that anymore. What I was seeing, it was the most bizarre because I think I'm still learning that I'm experiencing and feeding this stuff. But do you remember when it happened to me?
Yes.
It's happened to me years ago, and I thought I was going crazy. That I would feel like when people came in the room, I knew energetically how they were feeling. So if someone's going through a breakup, my heart was hurting, like aching. And I didn't understand what was wrong with me. Like I'd be sitting next to someone and I'd be thinking, why do I feel like shit right now?
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel really sad, all these stupid emotions that weren't mine. And I didn't connect the dots. And then my dad hadn't passed yet. So I was always relating it to maybe something's going to happen to Dad because he was in the nursing home. And then sure enough, a couple of days later, something would be revealed. Well, all of that's happening again, but in a
more intense
bigger, intense way.
Yeah.
But I think because now I'm actually registering it and I'm understanding it and I'm allowing it. And I've done exactly that. I thought, okay, just tell me what that is. Right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Love
move and
that.
I can get rid of it now.
I love that.
It was so weird.
Because you do pick up on people that are in your circle. That's why I say
but this
do
was
that circle.
out of the circle
Yeah.
now. That was what was
and
different.
that's where by doing that circle, you get the awareness of it, but it won't attack you as much.
Okay.
Because if I don't do that circle, I literally can't go out in public. That's what I would be dealing with all the time. So for me to be able to sit in that space and function without vomiting every time I'm around a pregnant person.
And you go to me, it's okay, let's talk about something else.
It was the boob sweat. It was turning me
on.
on.
The boob sweat.
She was exciting me. Part of me wanted to stay hot and sweaty. I didn't really want it to stop. All right, let's do it. So the bottom of the deck is rhodonite. And the bottom of the deck, whenever you read cards, is what you don't see, what's hidden from you. And this is about forgiveness. And the message here, what you're not seeing this week, is that maybe you're being a bit too hard on yourself. Be aware of that and take that time to forgive yourself. You are not a bad person. You do things out of love. Everything you do is because you either want to give love or receive love. So stop being so damn hard on yourself. Forgive yourself and know you're worthy of that love. That is about wealth, but it's not gold. Let's go with that. This is about abundance. Expect things to change for you financially this week. This is a great week for finances. It is an excellent week for home, not so much work, but home and finances. It's money coming in unexpected places. It's more money and it's things at home improving, whether it's renovating, in your case, moving. You might find that you want to clean more, do more around the house. You want to zhuzh it up a bit. Great week for home and money. But look at yourself and go, I'm a good human, I'm a good person, and I'm not going to be so hard on myself, and I forgive myself for the times that maybe I've acted in a way I didn't like. I only did it out of love. Okay? Love you all, guys. Should we wrap it up like an oracle box?
Yes.
Yeah.